In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on December 29, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Miami Dolphins versus Cleveland Browns. Huntington Bank Field will serve as the battleground for a pivotal American Football Conference clash this Sunday. The Miami Dolphins, sitting at a 7-8 record, are in a do-or-die scenario as they fight to keep their playoff dreams alive. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Browns, at a dismal 3-12, appear poised to play the role of spoilers. The last time these teams met was 2 years ago in Miami, where the Dolphins cruised to a dominant 39-17 victory. To keep their championship hopes alive, the Dolphins will need a repeat performance. But do they have the firepower to secure a win, or will the Browns deliver an upset? Cleveland's offense appears ill-equipped to pose a significant threat in this matchup. In their most recent outing, the Browns managed to scrape together a mere 6 points against one of the league's weakest defenses. The prior game wasn't much better, as they tallied just 7 points. Miami's defense, on the other hand, has been consistently formidable, effectively limiting opponents to under 20 points per game in recent weeks. This unit is well positioned to dominate Cleveland's struggling offense on Sunday. On the offensive side of the ball, the Dolphins are in good hands, with Tua Tagovailoa leading the charge. The forecast calls for temperatures in the 50s seconds, with a chance of rain, which works in Tua's favor by keeping the conditions manageable for Miami's passing game. The Dolphins have shown a knack for protecting the ball and exploiting weak secondaries, and Cleveland's defensive backfield is likely to struggle against Miami's dynamic passing attack. The Dolphins enter this critical contest knowing they need a victory to stay in playoff contention. Though their 2-5 record on the road this season underscores the challenges they face when playing away from home. Compounding their struggles is the fact that adverse weather conditions have historically hampered Miami's performance. The Browns, however, are in a downward spiral, having dropped 4 straight games and scoring a paltry total of 13 points across their last 2 outings. Given the potential for rain, this game could turn into a scrappy, low-scoring affair. Poor weather often levels the playing field, creating opportunities for underdogs. Yet, the Browns' dismal record against the spread and their overall ineffectiveness make them hard to trust in this matchup. The Dolphins, under head coach Mike McDaniel, have thrived against weaker opponents, and their playoff aspirations should provide added motivation. While it's tempting to fade Miami due to their road struggles, backing Cleveland quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson doesn't inspire confidence. As a result, the Miami Dolphins to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The anticipated rain and wind in Cleveland on Sunday could significantly influence the game's dynamics. Wet conditions limit footing for both receivers and defenders, reducing the likelihood of explosive plays. Strong winds complicate passing, particularly on deep throws and long field goal attempts. Miami's offense, which relies heavily on precise timing and deep connections between Tua Tagovailoa and star receivers Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, could struggle to replicate their usual high-scoring outputs. Cleveland's defense, featuring standout performers like Denzel Ward and Grant Delpit, excels at preventing big plays, and their stout run defense will make sustained drives difficult for the Dolphins. Miami has leaned more on its running game this season, but Cleveland's defensive front is among the league's best, especially in the red zone where they tighten further. The Dolphins' scoring tends to dip significantly in road games, particularly against strong defenses. Cleveland's defense, ranked second in yards allowed per game, has been especially effective at home, often keeping opponents under 20 points. Miami's inability to consistently produce explosive plays in adverse conditions has resulted in lower scoring contests, as evidenced by their last 3 games in inclement weather averaging just 36 total points. A rainy afternoon in Cleveland sets the stage for a low-scoring battle. Miami has struggled to produce points on the road, averaging just 15.3 per game, while the Browns rank near the bottom of the league in scoring at 31st. Neither team's defense generates enough turnovers to tilt the field in their offense's favor, and neither side excels in the ground game. Expect a sloppy and unremarkable contest. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Green Bay Packers versus Minnesota Vikings. It's a critical showdown between National Football Conference North rivals as they clash on the gridiron, each looking to strengthen their playoff positioning. The setting for this divisional battle is the land of 10,000 lakes, where the Green Bay Packers will visit the Minnesota Vikings this Sunday afternoon. Green Bay is riding high after a dominant 34-0 victory over the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football, easily covering the spread as a 14-point favorite. Meanwhile, Minnesota enters this game with momentum of its own, having secured a narrow 27-24 road win against the Seattle Seahawks last Sunday, also covering the line as a 2.5-point favorite. Historically, the Packers lead the all-time regular season series 65-58-3, but the Vikings claimed a thrilling 31-29 victory in their first meeting this season on September 29th. The initial clash between these two teams was a nail-biter, with the Vikings eking out a 2-point win at Lambeau Field. Both squads have punched their tickets to the playoffs, but their current standings suggest that both may find themselves starting on the road during the postseason's opening week. Green Bay faces a significant challenge on defense, especially with the absence of Alexander, which could leave their secondary vulnerable to Minnesota's potent trio of Jefferson, Addison, and Hawkinson. The stakes are especially high for Minnesota, as a loss would eliminate their chances of winning the divisional title. While Green Bay has leaned heavily on Josh Jacobs to fuel their offense, he ranks fourth in the league with 1,216 rushing yards. He will face a formidable test against a Vikings defense that allows the second fewest rushing yards per game. With divisional aspirations on the line, Minnesota must also focus on beating Detroit in the weeks ahead to secure the National Football Conference North title. Green Bay has already clinched a playoff berth but has no chance of claiming the division. The Vikings, ranked third in the league in third down defense, are likely to stymie the Packers' offensive efforts, setting the stage for a low-scoring contest. Minnesota has been red-hot, winning 7 of their last 8 games and 5 consecutive matchups against National Football Conference teams, so the Minnesota Vikings money line is our full game side pick. The previous encounter between these teams produced fireworks, with the final score surpassing the total as they combined for 60 points. Green Bay's passing attack shredded the Vikings' defense for 379 yards, while Minnesota countered with 254 passing yards of their own. On the road this season, the Packers have seen the over hit in 4 of 7 games. Additionally, 3 of the last 4 meetings between these teams have exceeded the projected total. This matchup promises to be another thrilling contest between 2 of the National Football Conference's top teams. The rivalry itself adds an extra layer of intensity, and the games are consistently close and competitive. Both teams have a great deal to play for, not only to enhance their playoff seeding, but also to maintain their momentum heading into the postseason. Although both the Packers and Vikings have already secured playoff spots, the fight for higher seeding continues. Minnesota is currently on an impressive 8-game winning streak, during which they've scored at least 27 points in 4 of their last 5 contests. On the other hand, Green Bay enters this matchup fresh off a commanding blowout of New Orleans and has demonstrated consistent success on the road this season. Earlier in the year, Minnesota edged out Green Bay in a 31-29 thriller in Green Bay, and all signs point to another high-scoring affair. Both offenses are firing on all cylinders, setting the stage for a back-and-forth battle that could see plenty of points on the board. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Atlanta Falcons versus Washington Commanders. The NFL season has reached its 17th week, and Sunday night brings us an important National Football Conference matchup that could have significant playoff implications. The Atlanta Falcons, currently holding an 8-7 record, will face off against the Washington Commanders, who boast a stronger 10-5 standing. This highly anticipated clash will take center stage on Sunday Night Football, offering fans an exciting contest between 2 teams vying to strengthen their positions as the postseason looms. One of the primary storylines of this game is the head-to-head battle between 2 promising rookie quarterbacks. Despite the intrigue surrounding these young players, my pick leans heavily toward experience, which is why I'm siding with Jaden Daniels and the Commanders to not only win but also cover the spread in front of their home crowd. My general betting philosophy tends to favor teams led by experienced quarterbacks, especially when the alternative involves a rookie making an appearance on the road. This scenario applies perfectly to Michael Penix, who is preparing to make just his second NFL start. Such limited exposure at the professional level places him in a challenging position, especially against a defense helmed by the Commanders' head coach Dan Quinn, known for his aggressive schemes. Quinn's defense ranks 4th in the NFL in blitz rate at 31.3% and 9th in pressure rate, generating pressure on 23.6% of snaps. These numbers could spell trouble for the Falcons, as the defensive front will likely create difficult down and distance situations, or even worse for Atlanta, force turnovers. Penix's debut last week highlighted his inexperience. He recorded a touchdown to interception ratio of 0-1, showing that mistakes are very much a possibility under duress. It's still uncertain whether the Atlanta Falcons have truly turned a corner as a team, despite their recent victories against the Raiders and Giants. Meanwhile, the Washington Commanders have displayed consistency, especially when playing at home. Their offense has been reliable, and they've proven dependable against the spread, going 9-5-1 against the spread this season. This raises the question, do the Falcons possess enough firepower on offense to match the Commanders' output? In my opinion, the answer is no. For these reasons, the Washington Commanders to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Although I'm not predicting an offensive explosion from Penix and the Falcons, they do have a viable route to success, and it lies in their ground game led by Bijan Robinson. The Falcons' rushing attack will face a Washington defense that has struggled mightily against the run this season. The Commanders rank 29th in the league in both rushing yards allowed per game and yards allowed per carry. If Atlanta can effectively neutralize Washington's blitz-heavy approach, they might create opportunities for big plays in the passing game, allowing them to occasionally break through the Commanders' defense. On the other hand, Washington's offense has been nothing short of electric lately. Over their current 3-game winning streak, the Commanders have averaged an impressive 33 points per game. Throughout the season, they've been a top-tier scoring team, ranking 4th in the league with an average of 29 points per game. Given these offensive capabilities, I can see this contest evolving into a high-scoring affair. Therefore, as both teams have the potential to generate enough points to push this matchup into track meet territory, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.